Hey, in this video I'm going to share with you how to achieve a flawless face featuring Mary Kay's Time-Wise Matte 3D Foundations. What I love about these foundations is they have IntelliMatch technology to help you find the perfect shade, whatever season it is. They also have 12-hour long-lasting wear, and they have our Time-Wise patented anti-aging complex in the foundation. So whether you want more of a matte finish for oil control or a luminous finish for a little dewy look, you'll find whatever you want in this little tube of foundation. I absolutely love it. So before I do any type of foundation, I always start with our foundation primer. And if you can see that, Mary Kay Foundation Primer has a natural SPF 15 in it, and it's just this little clear gel that really feels like silk on the skin. I actually already have it on, but you would squirt just a pea-sized amount in your fingertips, rub it together, and glaze it all over your face, and then let it sit for about 60 seconds before you do your foundation. Sorry if you can hear my son's toy playing music in the background. This is how Mama gets work done. I stick him in his bouncer. So anytime you wear foundation, start with a foundation primer. What it does is it's essentially like a paint primer when you're painting a wall. It smooths and evens out the surface of your skin to create more of a flawless look. And it also gives the foundation a little something to adhere to so that your foundation stays on all day long. So I always start with a foundation primer. Then I go on to my under eye corrector. So Mary Kay's under eye corrector, it's coffee in a tube. And as a new mama, I definitely need this. And it's a peach color. And with this little sponge tip, precision tip applicator, you can put it exactly where you need it. So I do it in the dark circles of my eyes. And I actually have a little bit on already because I started doing this video and then my baby boy needed to be fed. So we had to pause. Then I use our cream color blush. Again, already used this brush for the first video. But what I love about it is it's this feather-like really soft bristles and they're pointed. So it's really gentle for the under eye area and also great for precise application. So I just kind of pat the product in. You don't want to wipe away because you'll just wipe away the product. So I just pat the product in. And the reason I do it before foundation, the under eye corrector before foundation, is because of the peach color. It doesn't exactly match my skin tone. So once I put my foundation over it, you won't be able to see it, but it gives this nice little um, it brightens up the under eye area so you don't have those dark circles sinking in. So it's a must have for every woman. Then I'm going to show you how to apply the Time-Wise Matte 3D Foundation, but first I'm going to show you how to color match because I actually am looking for a new foundation shade. Now that we're going into winter months, I don't know what happened to fall here in the Midwest. We already have snow at the end of October, and I haven't gotten outside as much, so my foundation shade has definitely changed. I need a lighter foundation. And the foundations, the way they're marked, I'm going to try and see if you can see them. So this says it's, I know it's backwards, but it says Ivory C110. So you start with your skin tone, whether you're ivory, beige, or bronze. And most women know what skin tone they are. If you don't, you can ask me, ask your beauty consultant. I'm definitely an ivory skin tone. That really doesn't change. Some women will change from an ivory to beige, but most people are either an ivory, a beige, or a bronze skin tone. So I'm definitely in the ivory category. The letter, there's C, W, or N for the Time-Wise 3D foundations, matte and luminous. C stands for a cool undertone, W stands for a warm undertone, and N stands for a neutral undertone. And the way you would know your undertone, sometimes you can see by kind of looking. So I have more of a pink undertone. Cool is more pink undertone, warm is more olive undertone, and neutral is more of a yellow undertone. So one way you can figure that out is if you're in the sun without any sunscreen, what does your skin do? If you just burn and then go back to your regular shade, you're more of a cool undertone. If you burn then tan, you're more of a neutral undertone. And if you just tan, you never burn, you just keep getting darker and darker, you're more of a warm undertone. So I am actually kind of between a cool and neutral undertone. Sometimes I burn pretty badly, but sometimes I do get a little darker when I'm in the sun more. So when you're shade matching, it's really hard to go to the store and just grab a tube and hold it up to your face and try and match it to your skin tone. You really need to try it on. So what I love about Mary Kay is that you have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So you can try a foundation shade, go run errands, check it when you're outside, check it in your bathroom lighting, check it in all different kinds of lighting, wear it for the day to the office, and decide if it's the right shade and the right feel for you. And if it's not, you get your money back, 100% guarantee, or you can switch it out for a different shade or a different foundation altogether. And you can work with your consultant to help you figure out that shade so you're not doing it on your own. I think that's one of the hardest things for women is to figure out the right foundation shade and feel for themselves. So I'm going to try 3 different shades, and you do a little stripe test along the jawline. Whatever one disappears is your right shade of foundation. So I am trying an Ivory C100, an Ivory C110, and I'm trying an Ivory N140. So I'm just going to put a little bit, hi sweet boy, I'm just going to put a little bit on a sponge tip applicator, and I'm going to go in order from lightest to darkest just so I remember what foundation I have here. So start at the jawline, and I'm just going to blend it in down to the neck because you always want to blend your foundation over the cliff. So that's my Ivory C110. I'm going to try, or Ivory C100. This is Ivory C110. Make sure, yes. You want to space them out, but put them close enough together that you can compare. And then my third shade is the Ivory N140. So I'm going to try a neutral shade too. And what I've discovered is that if you can't find in the undertone that you think you are, you can't find the right shade, try a different undertone. And you might just be a slightly different undertone. So I have those 3 foundations, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them sit for about 30 seconds because they're going to warm up to my skin tone. And then I'm going to check the shades and see what shade is my color. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you about a few ways to apply the foundation. You can apply foundation with just your fingers. Your fingers are handy tools that you have on you all the time. Just make sure you wash your hands really well so that the oils in your fingers don't smudge the foundation, because you can kind of get a smudgy look and feel to your foundation if you don't wash your hands beforehand. Or you can use a brush. You can use a cosmetic sponge too, wet the sponge and dab in the foundation, or you can use a foundation brush, which is my favorite. Again, you'll see that this brush is used already because I already did this video once. This is our liquid foundation brush, and it comes at an angle, and the bristles are really, there's a lot of bristles in there. And what you do is you literally put the foundation right on the brush and you blend the foundation in. And this is going to get you more of a medium coverage. If you want more of a full coverage, this is our Timewise blending brush, our liquid foundation blending brush. And you'll see again that it's got a ton of bristles in it. It's really soft, but those bristles are packed in. And this is, you put it on the foundation on your face and you just blend it in kind of in a circular motion, buff it in, and that's going to get you more full coverage. And so it's really neat that you can get the different type of coverage that you want with a liquid foundation depending on the tools that you use. If you want a really sheer look for your foundation, then that's when you would use a blending sponge and get a really sheer layer of foundation. So now that my foundations have set in, you can kind of see this one is way too light. This one is just, it really looks chalky on my face. And you can see that this third one is really blended in with my skin pretty well. And so that's the Ivory N140, and that's the one I'm going to go with. And I still see it just a little bit. So I'm gonna try it all over my face and see how it blends with my face and neck. And then I'm going to wear it all day long. And I'm going to look at it in different lightings. And the rear view mirror of my car is a really great for natural light. And then decide if that is the right shade for me going into this winter weather. So I'm going to find my Ivory N100. And like I said, I just squirt it right on the brush. And you don't need a ton, just a pea-size amount. And I kind of start in the center of my face with the foundation because that's where you're going to want more coverage, in the center of your face. And then I take the brush and I just blend it. And if you're able to do circular motions, so you're going to blend it out towards your hairline because you need less foundation towards your hairline than you do towards the center of your face. And blend in that under eye corrector. I do like to do it on my lids too. Blend it all over. And then I kind of stipple it in where I need a little bit more coverage in the center of my face. So with whatever I have left on my brush, I just stipple the foundation in. And then also always blend down your jawline. The biggest trouble I have with foundation is that my face is a lot more red. I have a lot of redness in my face, and it tends to be definitely a different color than my neck. So blending it down my neck as much as I can, and you can even put a little on your décolleté area. Blend it so it matches well. Then again, you just kind of let that foundation set, soak into your skin, warm up to that skin tone so you get that really nice matching foundation. And then to continue with my flawless face, so now I've matched my foundation, I've applied my foundation. Remember, we started with the foundation primer, under eye corrector, then foundation. If I need to, I'll go over things with my Mary Kay Perfecting Concealer. And I'm using the Deep Ivory shade of Perfecting Concealer. And what I do is I go over any spots that I feel just need a little bit more coverage on my face after I apply my foundation. And the reason I do concealer after is because if you do it before your foundation, you tend to get a little overzealous with concealer, and it can look really cakey. So you can either use your finger and just tap it in, or you can take that cream color brush, turn it over to the other side, and just tap in that concealer to really blend it in. You can hear the garbage truck in the background. This is real life. I'm not in a studio. I'm in my home with my 7-month-old looking at me, wondering what I'm doing. And then if you really want to achieve a nice matte finish, top it off with our Mary Kay translucent powder. What I love about this powder is you don't have to shade match with this because it's literally translucent. It's clear. I just dust a little bit into the cap. I take our big fluffy Mary Kay powder brush, dust a little in, tap off the excess because you don't need much, and just lightly dust it over my face. And that's going to really give you a nice matte finish to your foundation. It helps control oil, helps set your foundation. So I feel like this foundation shade is blending in pretty nicely. It might still be a little bit too dark, but like I said, I'm going to wear it all day long. See how it goes and see how it feels in different lighting. If you really want to keep your foundation staying all day long, let's say you put your makeup on right away when you wake up in the morning and you need it to last all the way through the evening, I recommend a makeup finishing spray. It's kind of like hairspray for your face. It just sets your foundation. So it's really lightweight. This is our Mary Kay finishing spray. I'm going to hold it about 8 inches from my face, and I'm going to do a T shape and then an X. And that makes sure it covers all my face, my entire face. And that's going to help my makeup really set. And you can do this a couple times. So you can do it right after you do your foundation, so your foundation sets. Let that dry. You can do your makeup over top of it. And then you can do this again after you've done the rest of your makeup. And I recommend that for brides or people that are in weddings. Or like I said, if you just need your makeup to stay and not budge all day long, if you feel like after lunch you're touching up your makeup, before you go somewhere in the evening you're touching it up, you shouldn't have to if you take these steps and use a primer and a powder and then a finishing spray. So again, we use our Mary Kay foundation primer, Mary Kay liquid foundation, Timewise matte 3D liquid foundation. We used our under eye corrector and concealer. We used our translucent powder and our makeup finishing spray. You don't have to do all these steps every single day, but if you want to achieve a flawless face that is you can set and forget, these are the products I recommend. So if you have any questions, comment below. You can check out my website, www.marykay.com/JannaDinison for all these products. You can always call or text me too, or email me, and I can send you an e-catalog or pop you an actual lookbook in the mail. Hope you're enjoying your day. Hope this was a helpful video, and see you soon.